When The Witcher debuted on Netflix in 2019, expectations were sky-high. Viewers, still recovering from the divisive ending of Game of Thrones, hoped Andrzej Sapkowski's dark fantasy world would fill that void. Adapted from Polish folklore-inspired novels and popularized further by CD Projekt Red's acclaimed video game series, The Witcher had everything: complex lore, a brooding antihero, and a rich mythology. Yet, despite Henry Cavill's pitch-perfect portrayal of Geralt of Rivia, many fans walked away frustrated, not because the show lacked quality, but because they weren't truly watching what was in front of them. The real reason fans got lost in The Witcher's timeline. At the core of early criticism was the show's non-linear storytelling. Instead of a single chronological timeline, The Witcher wove together three distinct eras, following Geralt, Yennefer, and Ciri, that gradually converged into one point. To the casual viewer, this seemed confusing or needlessly complicated. But for anyone familiar with the book's structure, this approach was faithful and necessary. Sapkowski's world is immense, shaped by the conjunction of the spheres, an event that merged realms and unleashed both monsters and magic onto the continent. Humanity responded by creating witchers. Enhanced monster hunters mutated through alchemy to face the new horrors of their world. This backstory, combined with political strife and moral grayness, demanded a non-traditional structure to build tension and establish scope. The clues were all there. From Geralt's encounter with Renfri in the opening episode, an event that took place decades before Ciri's birth, to Yennefer's rise in power alongside a youthful King Foltest, each storyline was a piece of a larger puzzle. The show trusted viewers to notice these connections. When Geralt invoked the Law of Surprise, unknowingly binding himself to Ciri before her birth, the timelines snapped together brilliantly. By the finale, their fated meeting wasn't just emotional, it was the culmination of an elegantly constructed narrative that rewarded patience and attention. The emotional core hidden beneath the complexity. At its heart, Season 1 wasn't just about destiny or monsters, it was about isolation and belonging. Geralt's gruff exterior masked deep loneliness, while Yennefer's thirst for control stemmed from pain and rejection. Ciri's journey toward survival tied both their arcs together, transforming destiny into a metaphor for chosen family. These interwoven timelines weren't a gimmick, they mirrored the story's emotional journey. The nonlinear storytelling allowed viewers to understand how much Geralt and Yennefer had lost before finding meaning again through Ciri. By the time they finally meet in the forest, the show delivers one of the most earned emotional payoffs in fantasy television. Netflix's format may have betrayed The Witcher's potential. While the first season was ambitious, it may have landed on the wrong platform. Netflix, known for fast-paced binge releases and short viewer attention spans, wasn't an ideal home for a slow-burn fantasy like The Witcher. The same audience that embraces straightforward narratives like Stranger Things or Wednesday struggled with The Witcher's layered storytelling. Had it premiered on HBO, the network that handled Westworld's dual timelines or Game of Thrones' intricate politics, the show's structure might have been celebrated as bold rather than baffling. Thematically, Sapkowski's world aligns perfectly with HBO's tone, moral complexity, political corruption, and allegories about prejudice. The treatment of elves and witchers as persecuted minorities in a human-dominated world carries contemporary relevance that deserved deeper exploration. Cavill's legacy and the future of The Witcher. Henry Cavill's passion for the source material anchored the show. His portrayal balanced Geralt's stoicism with rare glimpses of empathy, capturing the essence of a man burdened by destiny yet guided by honor. His exit after Season 3 marked a turning point, leaving fans skeptical of the show's future under Liam Hemsworth's stewardship. Still, revisiting Season 1 reveals how meticulously crafted it was. It wasn't confusing, it was clever. It wasn't disjointed, it was deliberate. In many ways, it remains the purest adaptation of Sapkowski's tone, grim, poetic, and morally ambiguous. If The Witcher had aired on a network that embraced slow-building complexity instead of chasing algorithmic trends, it might have become the prestige fantasy epic fans wanted. Instead, its brilliance was buried under binge fatigue and misplaced expectations. Final thoughts. The Witcher's first season dared to respect its audience's intelligence and was punished for it. Time, however, has a way of changing perception. As viewers revisit the early episodes, they may finally see what the writers intended, a story of destiny, choice, and humanity, told through the fractured lens of time. It wasn't confusing. It was just ahead of its audience.